Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast, man. So, slow sports day. February is always like this part of February, after the All-Star game. It's just kind of, basketball is about off for a week and then it picks up a little bit. And then come towards March, we get ready for March Madness and everything like that. So, very interesting time. So, nonetheless, we got other things to talk about. And another captivating interview I think is the best one thus far. Even though the numbers are not going to be huge for this one, it's Shannon Sharpe's interview with Johnny Manziel, right? Everybody knows the story. If you're a sports fan or you just follow sports in general, you definitely know about Johnny Manziel's rise and fall, right? He shot up to stardom in that 2012 game against Tuscaloosa on the road, won the Heisman his freshman year. Okay, and he just kind of took off from there, ended up getting drafted, going to play for Cleveland, didn't work out. Then he gets into all kinds of scandals, narcotics abuse, stuff like that. This was really good though, because Johnny, throughout this entire interview, you definitely appreciate and see the transitions, the stories he tells, just, with his upbringing, how his mindset was as a kid, loving baseball, then football, eventually shifting to football. And then, just his love for Texas football and appreciating the guys that he saw and like a RG3, a Robert Griffin, right? A Matthew Stafford, right? It is really cool that he appreciates the greats, right? And some key things that I really liked about this interview is he really sticks up. Well, they talk about just kind of the NIL and just kind of like how money was at Texas A&M, right? And this is pre-NIL and everything like that. So when they talk about Reggie Bush and how his Heisman got vacated, right? He definitely sticks up for him. Another key point, definitely gave a lot of love to Deion Sanders as well. Also too, in this interview, he also apologized to LeBron James and his team, right? You can tell that part really got to him, and in squandering that opportunity, to be able to work with LeBron James and for him to not care, albeit he takes accountability. He takes accountability of a lot of things, right? So it's always refreshing when you see these athletes go from stardom and then their decline. He takes full accountability of everything, right? He also talks about his Cleveland days and just kind of how that went south, right? And, professional known backup Brian Hoyer was kind of an ass to him, right? So that was in, Josh McCown was another bright spot. Josh McCown, a journeyman backup, and he talks glowingly about him, how he's helped him for a small period in Cleveland. But overall, it's just cool to see his transition. It's a almost a 2.5 hour interview, man. Definitely recommend checking it out. And it's like, Shannon Sharpe is haters can come at Shannon all they want to. They can continue to reference his orientation and stuff like that and make jokes, and it's funny for here and there, but Shannon Sharpe is full steam ahead, right? He's had the black entertainers, and here he has Johnny Manziel. It's been a while since he had a white guest. He has Johnny Manziel, and it's sad to see this, but the energy is different, right? You see how Johnny Manziel, he talks about his ups and downs. He didn't blame anybody for anything, right? And it was a really good interview, right? And I wonder if all these other people coming at Shannon, are they going to start talking about this, right? They're probably not, right? But if he brings on anybody black or anything like that, and they talk about their discourse or whatever, because there's always going to be some type of potential drama, or this person's lying, that person's lying about this and that, right? So it was refreshing to kind of get back to sports, right? I'm not knocking Shannon for those other interviews that are non-sports. Those are still great too, right? But for this one, for a sports interview, and because I follow Shannon, because he's an athlete and he talks on sports, this was by far his best interview, hands down, than all the other ones, right? I don't care, but it's not about the clicks, at least for me. It wasn't about the clicks. This interview had a lot of depth to it. Johnny Manziel, there's a lot of layers. They talk about a lot of different things that they unpacked as well. That was very touching. you know. And again, you know, Johnny Manziel, he fully understands where he screwed up and everything. And acknowledges that he has regrets and stuff like that. So it was cool to see all of this, you know. And for Johnny Manziel to come to Shannon Sharpe's platform, he didn't go to like Joe Rogan. He didn't go to no All the Smoke type podcast or whatever. You know, he chose Shannon Sharpe, right? That says a lot about what Shannon Sharpe is doing and building. So Shannon Sharpe gets an A+ on this one. It seems like this was probably an easier interview for Shannon, I would say, just because it was more in the realms of sports, right? He was able to ask questions with his sports background, because he can understand the mind of a Johnny Manziel, and because Johnny Manziel went to the NFL, so obviously Shannon Sharpe's Hall of Fame, so it was a little easier for Shannon to kind of get in rhythm with the questions. I mean, he didn't pile on or anything like that. It was good, and I think Shannon Sharpe appreciated. It's always refreshing. I'm sure it was refreshing for Shannon Sharpe when to see someone in real time who's been great or on the ascension and have a lot of attention, show some humility and understand their faults, and get better along the way and make improvements. So overall, great interview, man. Definitely recommend watching it. Just my 2 cents, man. Anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think if you saw the interview. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.